when your Buckeyes are struggling against Indiana.
No,
and then are you texting David Letterman the same stuff too? Like, hey man, you guys are looking good, but too bad. No, you don't do that, do you?
No, I normally
you don't do that. Do you?
I normally text all my media buddies in Columbus, Ohio, like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
Why are we doing this?
I do sometimes get like bitching, complaining texts from you, and I'm like, this is the wrong spot.
I need somebody to vent. I just have to have. Sometimes things come up, and I just have to. I've got to say something.
The dude wins 90% of his games. What are you complaining about?
No, I know. Which dude? Our dude.
Yeah, Urban.
Yeah, he's the man.
You are going to miss him.
I think we will.
What do you mean you think you will? You think Ryan Day is going to win 90% of his games?
I think Ryan Day is going to be very good.
You think he's going to win?
I don't think in his career he'll win 90%. Like Urban is a special category of competitive and winner and everything else. But like from everything I hear, like just from buddies and stuff, like Ryan Day, I think, and I met him, but I met him like super briefly.
Yes.
I think he's gonna win over that place pretty quickly.
Okay, so let me look at Rich Eisen's show researcher El Zuro, who had no idea I was going to him. Do the math for me. 75% winning percentage would be what? Is that 10-2? Is that 10-2? Can you look that up? Because you will not be able to handle a 10-2 football season.
No,
you will be bitching and moaning.
Well, and that's
all
the
your
thing.
Columbus
so I've
buddies.
got one of my best buddies, Corey, out here. He's a diehard USC guy, right? And so he is going on about, we go to the USC Notre Dame game, they lose and not bowl bound or anything, and I'm like, man, we are so spoiled because if Ohio State loses one game a year. The sky is falling. Any Alabama fan, when Saban moves on, is going to be the exact same thing. They lose more than 0 games a year or one. The world is going to come to an end. And that's how we kind of feel over the last 7 years. And even before that with Tressel, in all honesty. I mean, they won all the time. And the 1 year with Fickle, who did a great job this year at Cincy, we lost 5 games or 6 games.
Own Tom Herman's Texas win too. You can own it all. Go for it.
No, I don't know.
Dan Mullen beat Michigan. He's from
No. I'm not doing that. Tom Herman, I'm not going to even do that either.
Because that opens the door to another conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that topic. So we'll just leave Tom Herman where Tom Herman's at. But I was shocked last night. I think we all were.
Okay. Graham Rahal here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what is the 75 win percentage?
9-3.
Yeah, we fought with a 9-3 season. He wins 75% of his games. See, you're not going to be able to handle not winning 90% of your games.
The other big key.
Yeah.
And I heard you guys talking about Notre Dame earlier.
Yes.
You got to win the big ones. And typically Urban is good at winning the big ones.
He's winning it all.
And that's where it's even better. Like this year, after we lost to Purdue, it's like, okay, we're done. But if we can beat Michigan, who cares? And so after that day, my life was great, and I didn't blow you up. I was super quiet and whatever else.
I didn't want to hear from anybody, but I owned it. I mean, I was retortless. I had no retort.
That was a shocking game.
I don't need to hear that.
Shocking game. But anyway.
Well, so do you think he's done? Because when he was asked, do we have that soundbite? Do we have the soundbite from Tom Rinaldi? Let's play this for Ohio State Buckeye fan, big RLL racer, Graham Rahal. Let's check. I'm done tap dancing with the setup. Here it is.
Well, the moment has come. What do you reflect upon?
I reflect on I'm a very blessed person with my family. I'm very blessed. I've had some of the best coaches in college football coach for me. And you look at our rosters over the years, you could say we've had the best players ever played this game. And I'm very proud of that.
Never is a very big word. What are the chances we'll never see you lead another team out of a tunnel?
I don't believe that's going to happen. I'm going to enjoy it tonight. I don't believe I'm going to coach again.
I mean, I don't know that I believe that Ohio State, I think, was his dream job. When I met him and I spent some time with him at his office, he was showing me pictures of him as a kid, in Ohio State. I mean, I believe that part of it, but I think that the passion, like Mac Brown, I think when it's in you, it's kind of hard to let that go. I do think the health stuff, of course, all my Michigan buddies, you don't have any health problems.
No, I'm sure he does.
I think that he does, and I think that's probably, I think from a family perspective, that's probably the biggest thing that's kind of stopped him here and now.
Right.
But never is a big word. Like when my dad retired, he had raced his entire life. Dad, do you never want to drive a car again? yep, I'm done. I'm done. 4 years later, you know, he's racing vintage cars. I mean, that's a loaded question. But I don't know. You know, we'll see. I mean, maybe it is. He's got to have enough money, right? I mean, and he's won pretty much. Right. The only thing I think that could probably like burn away at a guy like that, which would be the same that would be like in our world, you know, the Rahals and the Andrettis growing up. There was the Rahals and Andrettis. You know, you just don't get. And if, you know, to just put it bluntly, if Marco Andretti goes out there and wins an Indy 500 and I retire it someday and I don't win one, it's going to burn at me every day. And maybe, you know, for Urban, that's Nick Saban. I don't know. But that's the only way I could see anything change. But I don't know. I met him, but I've never really, I don't talk to him. Yeah. Sure, so I don't know what his real sense of it is. But I would be really shocked if that's it forever.
I firmly believe he's got health problems. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that the fact that he couldn't remember some important things about the Zach Smith situation because of his medication was a little bit dicey. Okay. and a very pat explanation on behalf of Mary Jo White as to what certain things were, but him bending over his waist at crucial moments in the Maryland game.
Well, when he collapsed or whatever, when he, I mean, that's serious. And then they said he got hit. No, he never got hit.
He's not joining a huddle just to put on airs about something. I think he's also pissed at what happened at Ohio State in August and September.
I am too.
And I think he made a decision that based on all together, I am done here and I'm going to win these last couple games and I'm finished here.
I thought at that time that not because of him getting fired. I never saw him getting fired in that scenario, but I still thought that the stress of that time was going to probably be it. He came back. Obviously, they did a good job this year. And then as we just talked about, I just feel like Ryan Day already had kind of won over the locker room and everything else. He did a great job at the start of the year.
He schemed a hell of a game against Michigan.
I just think like that it was just the perfect scenario, you know, for him to kind of step in. But you look at like Tressel. I mean, Tressel could go coach at other places. Now he's the president of Youngstown State or something, which I get is a different size than Ohio State. But I mean, maybe there are other roles for Urban to fit. But I use Mac Brown, you know, kind of as the standard because a guy that I like respect tremendously. I'm sure you know him personally, but you know, to go back and coach at his age now.
Oh, every coach. Every coach.
It's got to be in here. You know, the fire is always, particularly a guy as competitive as Irvin. The fire is here all the time. It's got to be hard to let that go.
So, are you gonna become a USC fan next year? Then?
No.
You'd be pissed, wouldn't you? He shows up at USC next year. You're pissed a little bit, right?
That's not gonna happen.
What's today's date? 1/2/19. Let's check in on 1/2/20. See where we'll see.
You really think that's
if Clay Helton does not work out here and USC
they will throw
comes
him
knocking,
a load, huh? They'll throw him every penny they can possibly find.
Oh yeah, and it's going to happen every year. Every year that there is a plum
UCLA
job.
did that to Chip Kelly, and how'd that work out this year? Well, I know it takes time.
It does take time,
but still, that
Urban at USC would be.
It's the right market, you know, to throw the guy a lot.
What about Notre Dame? That's another dream job of his too, right?
I don't see that happening. I thought. I don't know. Like you talk about,
you're all over that.
You talk about the Zach Smith scandal and everything else, like, which is obviously very valid. I feel like in Notre Dame, man, Notre Dame being what it is, that should be. But Brian Kelly, I thought, pushed the limits of Notre Dame from kind of just the rumblings of his past. But
it's his job as long as he wants it. I don't think you could say that about Clay Helton right now.
Yeah, I was surprised it was his.
We'll just see.
Job next year.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.